Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. I'm Libby Lee. Hello, Leah. How you going?
Hello, Libby. Hello, everybody else.
So, as our friends jump on, I want to ask you about. We have had this pretty epic moon phases, eclipses. We're in a really intense, energetic time at the moment. So, how have you been navigating through this time? How's it been for you?
Well, we have just had the full moon, the blood moon at the end. When was it? On Sunday, which also was paired with a solar eclipse, which ended the eclipse season that started 2 weeks before that. Actually, the pre-eclipse season. So altogether, it's probably been like 4 to 6 weeks where we've actually been feeling this energy, which started with us getting prepared for the eclipse, kind of becoming aware of the things that we no longer serve us and kind of taking out the trash, to then making space to create these amazing awarenesses around the eclipse. Because if you think about it, the eclipse happens because a shadow is cast from one planet to the next through the earth. And that's why we don't see the planets, and the eclipse brings up things that are in the unseen for us, that we have kind of put underneath the carpet and just didn't want to deal with us. So there might have been a lot of people, a lot of experiences, memories that have come back into awareness. And then during the two eclipses, which happened in April and then last Sunday, that eclipse season was literally a doorway to the shadow part of us, which might have brought up a lot of shit and a lot of chaos and a lot of uneasiness if you are not aware of these things and you're not prepared to deal with them.
Not proactive.
Yes, for a lot of people that are doing this work, another awareness or another thing that pops up like that is an invitation to go deeper and to get to know us more. People that are not doing this work, it's just chaos. It's triggering, it's trauma, it's things we don't want to deal with, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not fun for anybody, but having the awareness around this too shall pass, and I will become more me after this. I will create more space for me to grow more into my light and not being crammed into this space. I actually love this analogy of having your electric fence. And when we bump against the electric fence, it hurts. It's when we get to face with either parts of us that we don't want to see, or parts of us that want to grow but we're not ready because we want to stay safe. But then when we are able to release those fears and move the electric fence a little bit more, it gives us more space to grow into who we truly are. And we're so worried to get up against this electric fence, but then actually freedom was always on the other side. And it's always worth it in that way.
Yep.
So that's the eclipse season. And now that we're out of the eclipse season, just finished, we have got the after effects. So everything is kind of manifesting. The ideas are, the word that I'm thinking about is hardening. So it's kind of like integrating into our body. I'm seeing kind of a lot of crystal energies, which is Pleiadian energy, kind of integrating everything into us for us to become higher spiritual beings. So this is for everybody, not just for those that are doing the work, but also for everybody else. So I think if we looked at a lot of people in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, there was a lot of uneasy unrest, and now people are kind of going back to the ebb and the flow and just the going with the waves.
Yes. Just before we continue this part of the conversation, we will be answering questions today. So have a think about, is there some insights that you would like to know? Is there a question that you've got? Is there a feeling that you'd like to just have us dive in? Leah will channel, I'll pull some cards and we'll see what comes up for you. And hello, Rosalie. I can see you
Hello,
there.
Rosalie.
So yeah, I really resonate with the fact that the whole taking out the trash, and it has been this time where old patterns are playing out, old things of you're like, but I've worked on this, why on earth is this coming up again?
Yes,
And I
yes,
actually,
yes.
yeah, and I love the conversations, like when you're surrounded by people who are on this journey. And I had my beautiful friend Sarah staying with me, and our conversation over coffee at 7 o'clock this morning, I'm like, this is like the golden nugget of life, right? When you can sit down with a friend and we're talking about, you know, some of the old like resonant fears or those things that come to the surface where you're like, but I've worked on my money story, and I've worked on this and worked on that, and how we can see all of the different divine timing cycles that we have in our field. And that, you know, it's not just one linear divine timing cycle. Each aspect of us has its own cycle. We might have really been working so hard in one particular area, but another area that we've kind of maybe ignored, didn't realize was there, might be a childhood thing, could be a past life thing, it hasn't evolved to that moment of transformation and expansion yet. So it's getting your attention, because it's like, hang on, yes, you've done all the work over here, but what about me over here? I'm actually the one holding you back. Solve me, and that's the linchpin to the other work that needs to happen. And there's thousands of them in our field, where so they're getting our attention now, I feel like. And if we continue to ignore them, they'll just pop up again the next time we need to look at it. But really sitting in, you know, in that unconditional love without the judgment, and just having a look at, okay, what is the old pattern? What is the old attachment that's playing out right now? And the most simple thing, we had a chat before we went live, one of the most simple things is just, how would I prefer it to be instead? Because, you know, with that law of vacuum, we can work on something, we can say we want to eliminate that, we don't want to have that anymore, we're trying to clear out and take out the trash, but what are you calling in its place? And when you can call in what you truly prefer, then you're replacing it. If we leave it empty, the easiest default is it'll go back out to the trash and pull that old shit back in. So when we can go, okay, well, what do I want to experience instead? We're replacing it, and we're inviting that vibration into that container for that to play out. And we can focus on, okay, what would that look like, feel like, taste like, smell like, you know, and create that experience just with our energy first, for that reality to start to play out for us. So yeah.
When we did have the chat before we started, and you said, how would you like it to look instead? I was like, I have no idea. I don't know. I have actually no idea, because I've never been anywhere else than that before. But yeah, just going back to emotions. You don't have to know how it needs to look like in the detail, just how do I want to feel?
And if you're a little bit stuck like that, a great example, because so that's why the default comes back, right? Because you're like, I don't want that, but I don't really know what I want instead. Then the old default it's like just easier to replace it. So instead, when you're like, oh, but I don't know what that would look like, feel like, taste like, you know, just sit there and think, well, what's possible? What's possible? If there's limitless possibilities, sit and brainstorm of like what really is possible. And in that, you might be like, yep, that sounds really good. Oh, I don't know about that. I think old Leah might have liked that, but maybe not now. So you can cross that out, lean into the possibilities. And that's where the creation starts. And then you'll attach the emotions to that experience and get into that creation mode.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun times. It's definitely very exciting, and us realizing now that we are limitless creators and that we can have anything we want to. Um, it's just so empowering. I just love living life at the moment, and I just love all the possibilities that are currently being put out into the ether.
Yep.
And I just feel like there's this amazing acceleration at the moment where the ball is spinning and it can't get stopped. So anything that you throw in, it will come out, and you don't know how it will manifest, but it's happening at the moment. So it's really important that we do work a lot around our thoughts, our mental chatter, and how we see ourselves in this world as creators.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I just got some messages that people can't get in to this live. So
Okay.
I am just going to tag them to make it a bit easier.
Rosalie says, I'm waiting for bank estate administration thing to go through to finalize something, but in line with that, what is happening with my love prospects that popped out of nowhere and perhaps disappeared just as quickly? What's going on? What insight?
Okay. You tune into that. I'll pull a card.
Yes. So I'm feeling, your bank estate administration thing. Just like I said, stuff is happening. Whatever is manifesting at the moment, it cannot be. It initially came with the link. I hope.
Yeah, because I think there was a StreamYard link that you shared, and yeah, instead we should have used the Facebook one, but that's okay. So there's also Janine. I'm going to try and get in contact with her.
Thank you, Libby.
No worries.
So Rosalie, with your bank estate administration thing, it's happening. Whatever is happening right now is exactly what's supposed to be happening. So I don't think that there's anything else that I need to say to that. I don't really feel any positive or negative thing around that. It's just what's happening is happening, and it's happening for the greatest good of everybody who's involved in it. Your love prospects popped out of nowhere and perhaps disappeared just as quickly. So you've had a new person and you've had an old person. Can you give me a little bit more insight on that? What I'm feeling is, again, what are you manifesting? What is it what you want? For me, you know how a centrifuge works, where I don't know, I just know the example of blood, but you put the different blood specimens into this thing and it starts spinning, and then it separates the serum and the blood cells. And I just feel like this is the energy at the moment. You put something in, and then the universe spins it, and then it separates, and then you can take out whatever you want. Do you need the serum or do you need the red blood cells? And I feel this vision is coming in constantly. Every day I have this vision of this spinning. And the spinning is what is happening now with these people coming in and coming out as quickly as they came in. It's just that. It is that energy of, let's see if this works. No, okay, let's spin it out and get rid of it. It comes something else in, it's spinning, and then it comes out again. I don't feel like you need to put a lot of thought or energy towards any of that. I think whatever needs to stay in your life will be staying in your life. I think this is at the moment just you and the universe co-creating together around what it is, what you actually want. You're just having these little tasting plates of different experiences, and the universe is just if it's not right, it's just like out. Like that's what I'm seeing. It's you're tasting everything, but you're not settling for anything that is not exactly what you want at that moment. And your taste can change every day. One day
Yep.
you might be this, another day it's not. I think you are such a powerful creator that you're not, yeah, trust the process. I'd love to know what Libby thinks.
Yeah. We call it data sampling. And that's why we're human, right? We're here to sample the data, sample the experiences, have the experiences that as an energetic soul and a spirit we can't experience. We need a physical body, we need emotions, we need, that's why we're here. And I think there's so many times that we hold ourselves back from certain experiences because of programming and judgment and not loving ourselves enough and all of that. Dive in and you're going to find out either way. Dive in and always use your body and how you're feeling as your barometer and make decisions from that place. But the card that came up for you was go for it. So it's like literally just dive in. And if it doesn't end well, okay, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn more about yourself, all of the awareness and the acceptance and the forgiveness that can come from that. Dive in. That's what we're here for. That's amazing. So the card reads, your prayers and positive expectations have been heard and answered. We've been working with you on this situation since its genesis, and we continue to watch over you and everyone involved. Stay on your present path as it will take you very far indeed. Dive in. Yeah. Very simple. Very simple.
Do it, have fun on the way, sample,
Yep.
taste, and just be you. That's
Yep.
yeah, your worth comes from you and not from anything else that's happening around you. I mean,
Absolutely.
it kind of gives us feedback, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I think we can all benefit from that message, actually.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely, we can.
yeah.
Um,
So, Marlena, I think you're live. There's a few of you here. We are answering questions, or if you just want a card and a message, let us know.
you here?
I'm
There's a
smart.
couple of people here without names, so just
Mhm.
pop your name on.
If you pop your first name even at the end of, I'll show you what it looks like to us because we use this other software. See how it comes like this, Facebook user. So if you can just either go to the top and you click the StreamYard link and it will blend in and bring your Facebook name and photo in. There you go. Just a card and a message. So just let us know what your name is. So just so that we can tune in and make it appropriate for you and your energy and what you need to know right now. I think Kelly is here somewhere. Oh, kitty cat. Okay, so this is Kath Thompson. Would you like a card? Janine, you're here. You found us. That is
Card
awesome.
message, Janine. I love it.
Yes. But Janine, we've got you. You don't have to say write your name. If you do, there you go. Thank you.
All right, so who
Anyone else like a card?
are we going to go first? I'm going to go with
How,
Janine.
let's go with Janine. I'm pretty sure Kath will want a card, but she hasn't actually requested it. She just said hello. So let's go with Janine.
Kelly too, but we'll go with Janine first.
Okay.
And Marlena.
Okay. I'll do a list.
Libby can do a list. We'll start with Janine. All right, Janine. I don't card okay. Let me just tune into you, Janine.
And guys, if there's any specific question you want, let us know that as well.
So, Janine, for you, I'm kind of feeling like there's a rebirth happening at the moment. It's not a rebirth as in the whole, death and rebirthing, I think there's just a lot of things that are happening that are coming to your awareness that you had cancelled out because you didn't think that it would ever be possible. And I don't know if you've, I don't think you were here at the beginning where we were talking a little bit about the energies that are happening at the moment. But I feel like this is a very common thread through for everybody. So I don't know if you are currently employed or if you are running your own business, but I feel like you're kind of at the point when it's like, what the fuck? Why am I doing all this stuff for? Because it's actually not really what I want to do. I want to do something else. I want freedom. And I know that everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants freedom, but you are just, there's just this fresh feeling of the sea breeze and the ocean around you where you are that's the kind of freedom that you want. Not saying that you want freedom to go to the beach whenever you want, but it's just like that sea breeze to me that represents wind and the change of wind that happens and how it influences the oceans and the waves, so you really just want to have that freedom of well, I don't want to do this today, so I'm just going to do this. Or, yeah, this was fun for 2 months, but now I want to do something else. And I think that the constructs that we're in, kind of, or the conditioning that we have, it does not allow for that, for the freedom of us really expressing and being intentional and inspired in the actions that we take every day. That's kind of been taken away from us because, we have to pay the bills, we have to do this, we have to do that. So I feel like you're coming to this questioning. So the rebirth that is happening at the moment is you realizing I don't want to do this, but I do have the power to do whatever I want. And you're believing in yourself and you're believing that you are the creator. And I think that is really what's happening for you at this time. And you should definitely trust into that, because at the moment, everything that's happening on the world, there's going to be a big change soon. A big change. And those people that are holding on to these constructs will really have a hard time letting go. So it's good that we are already here, feeling into that wind and into that cold water where we're just like, but what if? But what if? Let me know if that resonates with you. And Libby, over to you.
Yeah. So I sense that bit of stickiness too. So there's some shifts happening that don't necessarily feel easy. It's like you're at peace with it. You know that it all needs to unfold the way it has to unfold, but there is some friction and some stickiness and a little bit of discomfort with how it's unfolding. But you know it's necessary. And so the card that actually came up for you is the blessing in disguise. The blessing in disguise, which is everything, right? Everything that's happening to us is happening for us. There's always a blessing. We just can't see it usually in the moment. It is with hindsight that we can recognize that and appreciate the blessings. So it really is important just to take stock and know that no matter what, you're going to be okay. No matter what, you're strong enough. I feel like deep down you do believe that no matter what, you'll be okay. It's like sometimes we just forget. We need reminding because it gets icky and we're like, why do we have to do this? And it feels like we're so alone, and it's just why does it have to be so hard? And then it's like, oh no, it's okay. I've got this. I am strong. It is all, ideally at the end of the day, it is all a blessing. So this card says for you, what appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. Trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the best way. So let us know. Let us know if that resonates with you. Yeah, I feel like what I sense in Janine is kind of relevant for so many of us. We just spoke about the eclipse season, moving into 2022, moving out of COVID and all of this stuff, if we're, technically moving out of it. But leaving behind so much of this 3D and our attachments and our judgments and our the polarity of the black and white and right and wrong as we kind of expand and evolve is really uncomfortable for some people. And no matter what, even if you're comfortable most of the time, there's uncomfortable moments and discomfort that comes up. And at the end of the day, we just need to love ourselves and forgive ourselves, always forgiving ourselves first. Forgiveness really isn't for us to give anybody else, it's to give ourselves. So, yeah. All right. Shall we do a reading for Kelly?
Yes.
Kelly, you didn't pop in a question. I think most people just want to see what comes
But
up.
I want questions.
Questions are more meaningful. You're going to get more out of questions for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when I tune into Kelly's energy, I feel this really youthful energy. But you also, I feel like there's also a little bit of a worry. I feel like there's like this beautiful, it's like sunshine, but there's a little bit of a cloud in front of it. What are you laughing about, Libby?
Oh, just the card that came up. Yeah, it's all good. It's so funny.
So I feel like, I don't know, Kelly, I need you to anything regarding steps. Can you just put your name underneath there, lovely person? Last comment.
The last two comments, actually, we just need your names.
Yes.
If you can copy and paste your question with your name at the end, that would be great.
I'm just going to wait to see if one of them is Kelly.
Okay. Well, I'll share this card and we'll see what comes back with that. So it's just so perfect. It's almost like mic drop. We don't need to say much else. Let your past go. Let your past go. This is everybody. This isn't just Kelly. This is our moment, this eclipse season. It's exactly what we've been saying this whole conversation today. Let your past go. And it says, the burden of carting your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set the burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind. You don't want or need it, and it is now gone. Wow. So the other one that wanted to pop out for you today is the giving and receiving. And it says the entire universe operates in cycles similar to your inhalations and exhalations. When you only exhale and give, or only inhale and receive, you become out of rhythm with the universe. For optimal health, energy, and replenishment, balance each inhalation in your life with an exhalation. Yes. Yep. So, recognizing our cycles, recognizing that there's the ebbs and flows, recognizing that, the uncomfortable can also feel, that's the moments of growth. We don't grow when the sun's shining and, when everything's happy. We grow in those moments of challenge. And when we can't quite see the blessings yet, they're the moments of growth. So recognizing those cycles and understanding, I'm right in the cycle. I'm right at the bottom dip. And I know that the only way is up from now. And the things that stop us and halt us from staying in the flow of the cycle, from recognizing it, is when we hold on to the shit and we don't let the past go. So the more that we can just continue to come back to love, you know, the moments of worry, the moments of triggers, the drama that might be presenting itself in our experience, if we can step out of that and come back to love, step out of that, come back to love. This isn't what I want to experience right now. I want to step out of that, come back to love. And that's how we're letting our past go. It doesn't have to be this huge shamanic healing, clearing, purging, screaming, journaling, burning process. We can just fucking decide to let it go and just say, I choose love now. I choose love in this moment. I choose love instead. I'm out of this. I'm going back to love. And that is just continually letting our past go, because we, you know, really at the end of the day, all there is us and our love having experiences in this universe in many different ways. Yeah. So recognizing the cycles, come back to love by putting the bags down. I actually, you know, tuned in with somebody to help them with some physical pain, and I just saw them climbing Everest. They're climbing Everest, but they have every member of their family, of their friends, of their, you know, dead family. They are carrying all of them as they're trying to climb Everest. And it's like, if you really want to get to the top, you cannot do it carrying everybody else. So you have a choice. You have to let it all down, have everybody else take responsibility for their own journey up the mountain, and you take responsibility for your own. And if you do that, you can take another step forward. But right now it was like the end of the road. It was like, you cannot take one more step while you're carrying all of this shit. So similar thing with this past, you know, where we're taught to put everybody else first, and at the end of the day, there's nobody else to put first other than you.
And coming into that, so Kelly has been commenting. She's been saying, I was past this card. I'm leaving with love. Maybe something else I need to look at. But I just want to jump in and say, I'm listening to this amazing book, which my boss actually recommended to me. And it is the difference between selfless and selfish. All right. If we take the words apart, selfless, which is, you know, especially as mums, it's so we're celebrated when we're selfless mums. But if you look at the word, it's actually you're less than self. And being selfish, obviously, is a really bad word, especially for mums. You know, I actually had a conversation with one of my friend's dads, and I was saying, you know, my kids are going to their dads and I've got the weekend all to myself. I'm doing all these things. And he's like, oh, aren't you feeling selfish? I was like, what? For looking after myself, I'm being selfish. So if we take selfish apart, self is, I am more self. So in this society where we're celebrated for being selfless and not selfish, it's not great. Yes, obviously, you know, when we're mums, we do have children to look after, and we can't, you know, there is a difference between being an asshole and being selfish and selfless. So put yourself first always is what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that, you know, if there's only a slice of bread, eat yourself and then your child can starve. You know, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying for mental health, for how we show up in the world, you know, we are role models to our children. So us role modeling to our children that we always give ourselves up for somebody else, that is not healthy and that is not good, because I grew up in a mum-daughter relationship like that. And I can tell you that it took me a long time to unwind that. And it hurts you being selfless all the time, losing yourself. But Kelly, so going Did you want to say something, Libby?
Yeah, I just reading her comments, right? You know, when you're like this, and this is exactly the conversation we were having at 7 o'clock this morning, saying, I've done this work, I have let it go. I've, you know, and it is coming up for a reason. And we are reacting and resonating with this in, you know, whether it feel like a positive or negative way, for a reason, because there's still a remnant of something. There is something that has been in the shadow that you haven't want to let go, that is now, it's like it's now or never. You know, it's time to really truly surrender wholeheartedly and in a very, very complete way. And that feeling of it, that trigger of like, but I have, like, come on, what else needs to happen? That is coming up for a reason. That response is for a reason.
And it might not have anything to do with anything that you think, where the area is. We said earlier that we've got us as human beings, we're so much more than what we see or what we believe. We have experiences. We've got 1 million billions to divine timing cycles happening at the same time, and there is one part of who you are where you've already gone through the transformation, but there's one part that is still somewhere else, and that is holding you back to actually moving forward. So it might not have anything to do with, you know, your business mindset or your money mindset or whatever. It might have got something totally, it's probably something totally different. And when you see it, you see it and you can't unsee it. But to get to that point, just be open. And this is where I, you know, when I saw you as this youthful, you know, there's the sunlight, but there's still a little bit of clouds there. The sun is coming through. You will get there really fast. Just be open for the messages. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and you've got so many tools. Like, you know exactly what to do. You're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, finding ways to resonate with the cards. Yeah. And if it feels like I can't resonate with this right now, sit with that. Okay, why am I resisting the message of this card? That's where the wisdom comes. So I'm a little bit all over the shop with these messages, gotta say.
Yes, me too. So, Heidi, all
We
wait, let
had
me check.
Marlena.
Yeah, Melina, and we had
Kath?
so Kath said process and planning. I'm being pulled between planning and process. Where should my focus best be placed from now? Should we do Kath?
Yeah, let's do Kath.
Here?
Can you pop that up? I mean,
Yeah.
okay. Planning process.
So lovely, Kath. I don't know. I love that you always come in for these questions, and everything that I always get is you fucking know. Like, I always love tuning into your energy, because you're like such a doer. Like I just feel like the energy that's coming out of me now, like I'm like, like not in a bad way. I'm jittery because that's your energy. You are full of power and life, and you have got so much energy to give. Like you're just, that's who you are. So I don't know. You should be coming on here with me and doing these, or with us and doing these cards, because you know this shit. You do not need to ask us, right? What do you want to do? Where do you want your focus to be? Planning or process? Like, it's, if I tune in a little, like, if what I'm seeing is dirt, you've put your seeds in, and now there's a little seedling growing. So is that planning or is that process? That's just you honoring what's happening right now. I just feel like be in the moment. First of all, also acknowledge that you've brought this baby to life and that it's growing. I don't think you're acknowledging enough. I don't think that you are actually looking back and looking at how much you have grown and how many amazing things you have brought into this life. Not just saying you're amazing kids, but also, you know, who you are and the energy that you spread around. And, you know, I don't actually realize I don't think that you realize how much impact you have on the people around you. You are a little ball of fire, and you're not a ball of light. You are a ball of fire, and you're going around and you're literally putting people on fire. Not in a bad way, but it's like the energy that you have is so different to my energy and other energies that I feel. I just can't. You really need to trust yourself more.
Yeah.
I think I wish that I could mirror the things back to you that I'm feeling, because they've just, if you feel like this every day, like why are you even asking these questions? Like, if this is your baseline feeling, we need to hang out more. All right.
Yeah. 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 So you really aligned with the cards with that message in terms of planting the seeds and acknowledging that you have planted the seeds and that you have brought something to life, and you are a creator, and there's lots of things that you're creating in your life, and that is you. And that again is the blessings in disguise. Notice the blessings, notice them, count them, be so grateful for them, because I feel like for you there has been a recent shift where you can do this so much more comfortably without needing to be on alert for the saber-toothed tiger. It's like this is a really feminine energy where you feel safe enough in the world where you can count the blessings without worrying about the risk, or worrying about, you've done so much growth, Kath, far out, so much growth. And this is also just another reassuring message of there's nothing to worry about. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. Keep doing this, and there is nothing to worry about. And there is nothing to worry about. Okay. So give yourself more credit and just be like, man, I created that. I chose to do that. I said yes. And really feel that in your heart and own it, because the more that you do that, the more you create from that space as well. And it's actually, I see that as you're like timeline shifting yourself when you come back and acknowledge, your timeline shifting yourself into creating even more of that. So all these things that feel really good, all of these things, just water the seeds of the blessings in your life, water the oak trees of the blessings in your life, and keep focusing on that. There is nothing to worry about. All of that is being taken care of. So don't let the worries take your attention. Focus on those blessings, and it will all continue to unfold, and the shifts will just continue to happen for you, because you've done so much.
You are such a powerful manifester, and I think when you look back at your life, you can see all of the things that you have manifested that were negative, because that's what you manifested, because that's what your beliefs were. But at the moment, you're just really working so hard on your mindset and the feelings, and like Libby said, you're really timeline shifting all of these amazing things. Just keep on doing what you have been doing in the last few years, and everything will just happen. We're in this time right now where we don't, and this, all the structures that have been put around to us to keep us safe are now crumbling away, and we're realizing how powerful we are as creators, and how we create stuff and we create safety, and we don't need all these constructs around us. And you are doing that right now, and you're doing it for yourself, and you're doing it for the children, and you're doing it for everybody around you, to show them, believe in who you are, believe in what you want, and you will get it. Like yeah.
Can we just talk to this for a minute? Because I think that, Kath, you're not alone when you feel like, yeah, I'm going to return to deeper education. The only education that you need is within yourself and with your connection to spirit, to your higher self, to source. That is the only one that you need. When you go there first, from that moment and from the nudges that you get, you might be guided to a book, or you might be guided to a course or a program or whatever. But if you go there first, that's the super highway to you bringing in exactly what you need and want, because it's not going to just doing all of the offerings that you see in your you're not like this, but I know that this happens out there. All of the offerings that are in your Instagram newsfeed and in your stories, and should I join that program and do this and do that? Like that's the slow way. So just go to source, go to your higher self, go to your whispers and nudges first, and there you will get the suggestion of the book, the podcast, the program, the mentor, the guru will be shown to you, and that's your fast track. So because I know that a lot of us are like, yes, I want to dive deep. This feels really good. This is resonating. I want to dive deeper into this. And so then we go out to search, and it's so overwhelming because so many amazing people are providing their offerings for us to go on that journey with them. There's so many choices. You get overwhelmed with choice. You probably enroll in 3 instead of 1. And then we're sucked for time. And how do we fit it all in? So, yeah, that's the little soul hack. Go within first, and the guidance will come for what you need.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So we've still got Melina and
Heidi.
Yes.
Now Marlena had a business question. I love these comments, guys. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Marlena, here we go. Okay, should I continue putting effort into one of my businesses? You're feeling torn. Okay.
What I'm feeling is you don't want to let go. You are not ready to let it go. So don't let it go. I literally feel like you've got this really strong connection to this business. And although you're kind of tired and, you might not be seeing the rewards that you want to see, you're not ready to let go.
Yeah.
And don't let it go, because then you will let it go and you will create this vacuum, which you're going to fill with maybe regret or what if and all these things. And then the universe will fill it with exactly that, which will then create more of that. And you do not want that. So what I'm saying is, at this point in time, do not let it go just yet.
Yeah.
You're not ready yet.
Yeah. So immediately what I saw when we kind of read your question and closed my eyes, I just saw like, that there's 2 things that you're focusing on, and that the one that you're asking about, it's not ready to go. It's not ready to be dissolved. And I just saw a dial, right? So it's like, it's okay to turn the dial down. You can put it down. It's like your slow cooker. Just put it down on warm. It doesn't have to cook and simmer and progress at the moment. It can just sit there. It can be the marinating pot. It can hold that space and that energy of whatever it needs to contain for you at the moment. You can just turn it down, put it on like standby. There's a reason why it's not ready to go and you're not ready to let go of it. So just turn the dial down. Yeah. Do it in your own capacity. Exactly. And the card that came up for you is the heart chakra. So just keep, tuning in. You would have got that answer anyway, of it's okay to. So that's one of the misconceptions about business, right? We have these entities, and if you're not growing growing and expanding your business, then it's, it's dying. If you're not giving it your all and growing and expanding it, then what are you really doing? It's okay, even though in a business world, people would be like, what the hell are you doing? Why would you give up on that? Why would you let it slip? It's okay, because that's your intention of what you need right now from what you've created. So it's okay to let it sit and simmer on warm.
Yeah, who is this business world anyways? What does he know?
Yes.
Or she?
Yes.
I'm just putting a he there.
Exactly. Well, it is the patriarchy. So yeah, I feel like that's really clear of like, it's don't feel the guilt, don't feel the judgment of like, oh, but if I'm not putting enough in, let all those rules go, come back to your heart. Do I need to do anything in that business today, this week, this month? And as soon as you get that, no, it's okay, then just let it keep going, because at some point you're going to get that nudge of like, oh my gosh, now I realize why I shouldn't have shut it down. Now we're going to create this together, you and your business. Now we're going to, so down the track, something will evolve and shift. But you'll know, because you'll be tuning into your heart all the time, and you'll notice the nudges and the whispers for it. So yeah, no more rules. That's right.
Rules,
Fuck
exactly.
rules.
Burn down the rules. No more rules.
Yes.
Right, where's Heidi? I'm just finding Heidi.
I have starred her. There she is. Okay.
Can I get a card around stepping into traveling? Well, I can tell you, you're coming to Australia first.
Yeah.
And making
That's
plans
just
again. I'm so glad you're feeling better.
So good.
I still feel a bit nervous going out on my own. Heidi, the first thing that I hear is Joy saying, but you're never alone. You're never alone, Heidi. And I think this is going to be so awesome, because you're going to learn a whole new part of you. Like I was explaining earlier, that electric fence, and you're just like, yeah, I don't want to go there. But, freedom is always on the other side. The freedom is right there for you, and you just need to be brave enough to break through that electric fence. And with your energy and with who you are, and everything that you have to offer, like, you will just have people around you. You will manifest those people around you on your travels and on, whatever you're doing now, that will support you in the way that you need at that moment. And you'll be sharing so many amazing experiences. Like, when we're at this point in life where we are at now, because we've done the work, the people that come into our life are there to enhance our life, that are here to show us more about who we are, and yes, sometimes it brings up, old shit, and then we move through it, because that's what we fucking do. We don't get stuck in, oh, but I just need to heal this before I can go further. No, I'm moving and I'm seeing this and I'm saying hello, thank you, goodbye, and then you keep on moving forwards. Like, I just see you taking not just little steps, but humongous leaps just forward, and you're like, kind of what's the word? Really hopping, and you're just having so much fun, just like a child, skipping through the world, and you're just like, seeing people, when you're seeing experiences, and they're just coming in here and there, and you're just like acknowledging them, and then shit happens, and just like, yeah, that's cool, and then you just keep on. I don't know. There is no way that whatever is coming now is not going to serve you. For anybody who's on the call still, anything that's coming now, it is here to serve you. Like that card, blessing in disguise. Everything brings us closer to who we are. And yes, sometimes it's fucking hard and it's shit. Just keep on moving. Keep on moving forwards. Don't get stuck in the mud. It's not the time for mud. It's the time to be brave, to shine your light, to move forwards. It's like, I don't know how many, should have done a drinking game. Every time I say move forwards, take a shot, you'd all be
Would be smashed. So the energy work came up for you. Continue with your tools. I know you're doing a ton of that. And so this is just confirmation of like this is, you're doing it all fantastically, you know? Yeah, you're right on track with all of that. And then as you say, you know, just continue moving forward, one foot in front of the other. And it's doing it with joy and following the joy as you're doing it. When you're taking that step, and it's also okay to take that one step and be like, that's not as joyful as I thought. So take another one in another direction to what feels more joyful to you. This isn't chess. It doesn't mean you can't backtrack and redirect. You can, you are creating your own rules, and just use that. Joy is your word right now. There you go. So all of this is so aligned for you, 100%. It's really incredible.
Yes.
Yep, amazing. So it's just like, we don't have to make too much out of it. We don't have to create too much meaning around it. It's like, it's okay just for, you're doing all of the amazing work for you and your body and supporting yourself right now, and just continue to step forward with joy. Keep finding those threads of joy in everything that you're doing, because those threads then lead to the most massive expansion of that and bringing more of it into your life. So yeah, amazing. That feels complete.
Yes.
I think we're at the end of our list. We're at the end of our hour, and this is really fun.
Yes, you will joyfully come and see us, and we'll be joyfully, and we'll just be skipping around Australia together.
Yes. Absolutely. That'll be so good. So we will see you guys next week. We will always be live in Leah's and my Facebook group. So Path to You.
I will make sure that I've got the links, probably.
The right link, yeah. The Path to You and the Abundant Heal. Well, everybody who was meant to be here today found it, so that's perfect anyway. And the Abundant Healers group, and we will, same time next week. We had a little siesta. We had a few weeks off, but we're ready to get back into it. So
Yes.
yeah, that's really cool. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Have an amazing day, Leah.
You too. And everybody else too. And I love you, and I will see you next week.
Yes. Amazing. See you guys.
Bye.